In this video, we will discuss adding a head wall break line to a surface. If you would like to follow on with this video, please open the file 0505 adding a head wall break line to a surface.dwg located in the training folder as discussed in the working with this dataset video. Head wall break lines are useful when you only have either the top or bottom northern eastern elevation of a feature and either a consistent elevational difference between the points or a measured distance at each vertex. This depth would, in most cases, come from the surveyor's notes. A few examples of using the head wall type break line are curbing, as long as there's a consistent depth for all points, or a concrete culvert where the top of the culvert was located and the depth of the bottom points would be measured in the field. So that's the example we have here. We have a concrete head wall that was located in the field and we have depths to it. So as mentioned in the creating break lines from points video, for a wall break line to be used, it must be a 3D polyline because the elevations are actually coming from the wall break line. So this is a 3D polyline, and we will use the depths based on the surveyor's notes to define the correct depth. To add a wall break line to your surface, navigate to your surface, and then in the break lines category, right-click and add. We'll call this one concrete culvert, and we'll change the type to wall. Notice if you would like, you do have the options to weed out or supplement your distances on the actual object. We'll click OK because we want to just use the vertices that were located, and we'll select our wall break line. Press enter. So always look to your command line window when you don't know what to do. It says pick an offset side. So this is important because Civil3d surfaces cannot triangulate right on top of each other. There will be a slight offset to this line, and it needs to know which direction to actually create the triangulation. So we want the wall to go down this way towards the ditch here. All you have to do is pick a direction. You don't have to snap to anything. So I'll just click over here. And then it says enter option for wall heights. If it's a consistent depth, just select all and then type in that depth. In this case, we have an individual depth. So we'll click on individual. This is new in 2013. You can select the individual or type I. Please make sure you look to the command line window for this next option. It says specify elevation for offset point at this location. Notice this little tiny white X appearing. And what it's saying right now is if I were to type in negative for the negative depth, it would actually go down to that depth. So you want to type in the delta or the change in depth from this elevation. Right now it's telling you this elevation is 101.54. So make sure you pick delta, because if you don't, it'll actually go down to the depth of that distance you type in. You are then prompted for the elevation. So based on the surveyor's notes, we are 0.5, let's say from here, and actually make sure you type in the correct positive or negative value. So I need to type in negative 0.5 because I'm going down a depth. If not, it would go up. Notice how the X is now at the 0.798. And in this case, we're down -1, enter. And now we're at the last one here, and this one here is -0.4. Enter. And notice how our triangulation updates automatically because we have Rebuild Automatic turned on. If you would like to see what you've just added to the surface, select a few of the objects and the surface, and then right-click Object Viewer. And now you can see the additions you have in your surface. So there's the triangulation going straight down for the head wall. This concludes this video discussing adding a head wall break line to a surface.